Hi, I'm Maria and I chose to write about a behavior intervention. Since I work with preschoolers, it is important to come up with fun ways to get them to listen and pay attention to the material that is being presented to them. I came across the Good Behavior game, which seemed both effective and fun to use in my classroom. When playing this game, the class is divided into two teams. Every time a person from a team displays inappropriate behavior, they are given a point. The team with the least amount of points at the end of the game wins. If both teams have the same amount of points, then they both win. There are 5 steps for implementing this intervention. The first step is to decide when the game will be played. In my class, I think the best time to implement this game would be during reading. I really want my class to be engaged in the book and pay attention to what is going on. For the most part, most of the class is listening, except for 1 or 2 children who tend to disturb other children or talk out while I'm reading. I would separate these kids into different groups. The second step is clearly defining the negative behaviors that will be scored during the game. The article states things like leaving one seat, talking out, and engaging in disruptive behavior. Starting off the game, I would probably write down 2 negative behaviors on a chart and attach some pictures displaying the behavior. For example, I would use touching or disrupting other classmates and talking while I'm reading. The third step is deciding upon suitable daily and perhaps weekly rewards for the winning teams. My students really love stickers and they collect them on their journals, so I feel like stickers would be a great reward for my class. Of course, this can vary and each class is different. I can also implement a weekly reward and say if both teams win 3 or 4 times during the week, then we can have ice cream for snack time in order to motivate everyone to win. I also think that this will motivate students not to give up. Just because they didn't win the first day doesn't mean that they still can't work towards the weekly reward. The fourth step is to introduce the game to the class. We would set time aside to introduce this game and explain to the class exactly how the game is played and what is expected of them. I would clearly have the game rules written out, and since most of my students can't read yet, I would have lots of pictures showing the rules of the games, the inappropriate behaviors, and the rewards. The final step is to put the game into effect. The teacher is to carry on with normal instruction and only alter the routine if there is an inappropriate behavior present. During this time, the teacher could go to the chart where the points are being marked and make sure that it is visible to the class that the points are being marked. It is important to make sure that you are consistently noting and assigning points for inappropriate behaviors in order to keep the game's effectiveness. If you pick and choose when points are being assigned, then the game won't work. The article also mentions some hints on how to deal with common problems. For example, what can we do if there are children trying to sabotage the game deliberately and acting out on purpose? Well, these children can be placed in their own group and the game will go on as usual. I believe this strategy will work because once the disruptive children see their behavior does not affect the rest of the class, they will likely join the class and try to win the game. Another problem that could arise that I thought of, but it wasn't mentioned in the article, is that certain children in the group might turn against a specific child who is displaying inappropriate behavior, and this may even initiate some bullying. In this case, what I think that could be done is we can encourage students to help their team members work towards the game's goals, and if a child displays inappropriate behavior once the game is over, for the day or the lesson, I would sit down with the group and we can talk about how we can help each other present positive behaviors. Although this game seems like a fun way to encourage and display positive behaviors, I would probably only use it during reading time or a short time during the day. I feel that it is really important to stress positive behaviors in the class, and although it may be hard to notice every single positive thing that a child does during the day, when we do notice those behaviors, it is important to call them out and really stress them in the class. Thank you.